Hi, Coach. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, first of all, congratulations on another win. And how do you think your team responded to the physicality of today's game? There were a lot of things that could have been called that weren't. So, how do you think they responded to the grittiness and physicality of this one?
I thought the response overall to a tough loss, where we got whooped. We got reminded all the things we need to do to be the team that we want to be. And I thought that the way that we responded today against an extremely good Chicago team was heartening to say the least.
The turning point of this game might have been the start of the third quarter. You turn it over on the first two offensive possessions. You call timeout after that second one. So, how do you think your team responded after that? And what was the gist of what you told them?
I can't say I can't give you a direct quote, but stop turning the gosh darn ball over. Is probably the best way to say it. We couldn't start out the half like that, and we still struggle with the turnovers. Later, it was something we talked about at halftime. With our team, with how efficient we've been offensively, those turnovers are a double whammy for us. Not only does it put our defense on its heels, but it's one less shot on goal. And when you're as efficient, when you're generating the shots that we've been able to generate, that really hurts. I mean, we shot 50% from three again. Think of all those, 22 turnovers. That could have been 22 more shots on goal, let alone offensive rebounds, things like that. So, those are a big thing, and I kind of felt the need when we started with those two turnovers.
Appreciate your time and insight. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Jeff.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yep.
Cool. Just real quick, how would you describe Natasha Howard's outing today against the Sky, her first look with the team without having any practice?
Yeah, she looked a little sped up at first, a little jumpy as should be expected with no practices, just coming in and starting. She did do a great job knocking down that first jumper, gave us a little bit of momentum. And I think her ability to cut and move without the ball and catch tough passes and finish them is something that we were really going to benefit from. And you got to see that a little bit in the second half. And as she gets more and more comfortable, we're going to be able to utilize her in different ways. But I told her multiple times how good it was to have her in there.
Hey, Walt, the defense in the second half there, I mean, they put 52 up in the first half, and you guys clamped down much better defensively. Just talk about the adjustments you guys made in that second half to play a much better defensive half.
Yeah, I got to go back and watch the first half again, but I thought we forced a lot of the shots that we want to force and didn't get the offensive rebounds. And I think the change in the second half was we really did a better job getting more physical and getting the ball, particularly latter half of the third into the fourth. I thought Beck Allen got much more physical. I thought she kind of had a coming out party today. I was really happy with her intensity and her energy and her aggression on both ends. She's really starting to figure out, kind of how we play and what's needed from her. So much so that we were able to trust her down the stretch. And I thought she had a great game. But that's the rebounding with us every single night's a team effort. I mean, it's got to be everybody with the way that we want to play. And this team's really embraced that. I think you see the times when they don't, when we just kind of stand straight up and we don't get physical. I mean, we get killed down there. And when we do get physical, we force the shots we want to force and go get the rebound. We're really, really tough. So it's going to be a continued focus of ours, in practice and in game.
Thanks, Coach.
Got it.
Hey, Coach. Congratulations on the win. I wanted to expand a little bit on, the previous two questions, but I'm curious to know how you and your coaching staff apply support to folks like Beck Allen and Natasha, who are sort of, coming in late, might not be as sharp as they are typically when they're first starting out with you guys, but then amid it all today, they both proved that they could work through the kinks. So what is said and how emotionally do you help them get through it so that they can still get into a game and still find ways to contribute positively?
I think it, you know, part of it is a testament to them. I think that the bigger part, probably 80-90% of it, is a testament to them and their mental toughness and their, you know, being vets and having been through this before, you know, going back and forth from overseas and joining different teams. And so I think most of it is just that they're resilient people. I try my best in whatever way to provide them confidence and to let them know, you know, how much I trust them. And I think I said to Beck yesterday, like, you can miss your next 50, Beck. I think every one of them's going in. I never question it. So with both of them, it's a matter of letting them play through mistakes, similar to what we had to go through a lot last year with our 7 rookies. But, you know, it's the same thing with them as they get used to the team. They're rookies with us right now too. I thought that they've done a really good job settling in quickly, you know, with very, very little practice, or in Natasha's case, no practice.
Right. And so I want to also ask you about Michaela. She appeared to struggle a little bit guarding some of the Sky's bigs because that's a bit of a mismatch, but she still found ways to make an impact. So what do you make of the adjustment that she was able to make throughout the game? And she didn't look too down on herself, even if Ruthie Hebard scored, you know, off her.
Yeah, it's you know, as I talked about last time, it's we've got to give something up, and they have to guard us on the other end.
Mm-hmm.
And with Beck and Michaela in particular, they're doing a really good job contributing on both ends and kind of finding out how to play down there. You know, Ruthie's a heck of a player. Ruthie's like as efficient a scorer as we have. So for her to draw that assignment and embrace it and own it, and, you know, she never second guesses herself. You know, the only time I got frustrated with her the whole game, and really one of the first times all year, was she didn't box out one time and they got no board and a put back, and I think an and one out of it. You know, and we just don't have the room for those types of errors, the way that we're built. So other than that, she's just an absolute joy. She takes every challenge with a smile on her face. So I don't think she's one to really get down on herself, you know, after a couple buckets. She understands that it's a long game and a long season. She plays through things really well.
Thanks so much, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hi, Coach. It's great to see you. Congrats on the win. So I was just wondering, can you talk about Sammy's leadership and specifically her defense today?
Yeah. Hi. It's good to talk to you too. I think I can't say enough about what Sammy has done, and I think part of it is that she's worked so hard in her career to even be in this league. And to stick around, and, you know, she was cut in Germany. What she's doing right now as a leader, as a catalyst for us in huddles, in locker room, in practice, on the court, she's doing everything that's asked for. I joked with her today after the game and said, this is your season low in rebounds, I think, with 4. And, you know, any guard, shooting guard in particular, that's averaging 4 or 5 rebounds a game is going to be amongst the league leaders. And, you know, last few games she's had 6, 7. She's really done a great job of doing all the intangibles consistently. I have immense trust in her on both ends of the floor. I really can't say enough about how Sammy's been so far.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next we have Natasha Howard. We're going to give her a second to get to the room. Thanks, Coach.
I'm good. I couldn't hear her. I'm good.
You can leave. Miles Early.
Hey, Natasha, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great game today. After, in my opinion, you had a couple of iffy foul calls on you in that first half. It took you a little while to get your rhythm. But then in the second half, you really excelled, especially converting some of those dimes from Sabrina. Could you talk about that one cut where she seemed to catch the defender, look in the other direction, and you slip back door, and just how much easier the game is for you when you've got a point guard finding you like that?
The game is really easy, especially having Sabrina passing on top of passes to me as well. But me and her, we call eye contact, and she's seen the cut, and I've seen the cut too as well. So we both we both seen it at the same time.
Thanks so much.
Hey, Natasha, it's a pleasure to meet you. I apologize for the noise. Can you take us through a timeline of events between getting off the plane from Italy to arriving in Chicago and getting thrown into the fire?
Um, well, I got to the States on Monday, so but just like it's coming from New York to Chicago and also playing without actually practicing, it was pretty rough. It was pretty tough for me though, especially like, my first game back playing with the team as well. Like it took me a minute to get in my rhythm as well, playing wise and stuff. So, but other than that, I think I did an okay job coming in.
Thank you, Natasha. Welcome back to New York. Well, the States anyway, but good to have you on the team. But what's it like reuniting with Sammy Whitcomb? You guys worked wonders over in Seattle. So what was it like reuniting with her in a game situation today?
It feels good, having Sammy here with me as well. Both of us playing with each other again. I just feel like we never left, also playing in Seattle together as well. It's just a good mush together, me and Sammy being teammates again. I'm happy that she came along and came over here to the East Coast.
And what can you say about the way you and your teammates handled the physicality of Chicago, particularly in the interior in the first half today?
I think we did good. Like, the first half we kind of struggled with like the rebounding and stuff, but in the second half we actually did our part with rebounding, living into one shot and stuff, and we also pushed the ball on the offensive end. So we did a good job overall as a team.
Appreciate your time. Safe trip home.
Hey, Natasha, thanks so much for being here with us. You're on the team. Welcome to the team. So I'm curious if you can take us through, what was happening. So Beck sort of got injured on a play and she wasn't able to run out with you all. And it was sort of 4-on-5, but you all were still able to get the stop. What did you see from you and your teammates there that allowed you to get that stop while being shorthanded?
At the end of the day, we have each other's back on the defensive end, and we knew that Beck was down on the offensive end, but we knew that New York was Chicago was going to try to push it down our throat against 4 against 5. But at the end of the day, we knew what we capable of doing on the defensive end, and we buckled down and made sure that Chicago didn't try to score on us against 4 against 5. So, and we actually got the stop by communicating and also helping each other out. Brilliant.
And so I wanted to ask you a little bit about your teammate Kylie Shook, who's like this young second-year center who seems to be coming into her own. From the outside looking in, what do you see from her defense?
With her defense, she's been doing good in the past 3 games I watched from home. She's been doing a really good job holding down the paint, guarding like Sylvia Fowles, Tina Charge and stuff like that. Like she's been doing a really good job on the defensive end, and like I give credit the way she's been holding it down.
Thanks so much, Natasha. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Last question, Sue Favor.
Natasha, good to see you. Just wondering if you could, I know you just got there. Your role on your previous team was quote unquote as a rim protector and other things. What do you see your role being on this team, and how do you feel like you fit in, and how excited are you to be with this team? There's a lot of you're surrounded by a lot of youth right now.
I'm excited to be a part of this organization, this team. My role on the team so far, me just doing me, and me doing the things that I'm capable of doing to help my team out. That's like running the floor, the defense, just like what I did when I was in Seattle too, as well. So that's, to be honest, I don't know what my role is. I I don't know.
Well, you guys,
Whatever you do, I do it.
yeah, you got some time to figure it out. I was just wondering. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Natasha. Next up, we have Benaja Laney. We're gonna let her come into the room. Thanks, Tash.
You're welcome.
If you can unmute, yep. Jackie Powell.
Hey, Benaja, good to see you. Good win. I wanted to ask you what your thoughts are on sort of, back in Natasha Howard, sort of just coming into this system, working out the kinks, but they were still able to find some ways to contribute. So what did you see from those two?
I mean, I think they've been really good for us, especially considering, them coming in straight off of flights and, not being able to go through anything because we haven't had a real practice with either one of them. So for them to come in and, make the differences that they do, it's really good for us. And just imagine when we're actually able to practice with them and they're totally comfortable in everything that we're doing.
And I'm also curious about, you all were really visibly frustrated on Friday night for obvious reasons. Can you explain to us emotionally how you were all able to take the frustration and sort of transfer it into something a bit more productive and energy that helped you guys get the win today?
I mean, yeah, it was really frustrating, just each and every one of us were competitors and, we don't want to lose, let alone like the way that we did by the amount. So, it's basketball and things happen, but we live to play another game. And so for us, our mindset was just to, not get too high, not get too low. And so in that moment, we knew what we had to do. And we just came out with, the same energy, approaching the games the same way that we do every time.
Thanks so much. Congratulations. Safe trip home.
Thank you.
Sarah Valenzuela.
I apologize for the background noise. Since you guys now have the prize starting five that was very anticipated just for fans coming in this season, you, Natasha, Sammy, Michaela, Sabrina, do you think that this first trial run, you guys all five together, worked out for the most part, or what do you think is something that you guys will have to work on just moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely worked out. Anytime we get a win, it works out because that's the main goal. And like I said before, as they get more acclimated with our system, I think that the results will be a lot better. So I'm excited to have them and glad that they're here.
Jeff Magliochetti.
Naja, thank you for joining us. Congratulations on another win. From a player's standpoint, what can you say about the physicality of this game, and how great does it feel to win such a physical, gritty game, is not only on the road, but during a stretch where you guys are playing 3 games in 4 days in 3 separate cities?
I think it was really good for us, especially, the game that we just had against DC was the same, really physical, really gritty. And so for us to know that we can play that style of basketball and be successful, I think it's really good for us and it shows our strength.
Appreciate your time and insight. Safe trip home.
Thank you.
Karina Mustafa.
Hi, Benaja. Thanks for joining us. I want to know, late in the fourth there, when Beck Allen kind of got hit and caught up on the other side of the court, and you kind of came over to her during the review and you said something and you both shared a smile. What were you guys communicating then?
Nothing really. I just told her that she was okay. Like, she's fine. Because, she just had a little scare, but I'm just like, you're fine. And then we just left.
Okay, thank you.
Miles Ehrlich.
Hey, Benaja, great game today. In the first 4 games, the Liberty blocked 14 shots. Today alone, you guys blocked 10 shots. That help defense was especially on point tonight with players swarming that drive nonstop. How happy were you with the way that, especially in the second half, the team really responded on that end of the floor?
It was really good. I think that us having that many blocks is discouraging, for the offense. So if we can, keep that up or just, continue to stay in the help, continue to, get deflections, blocks, or just play straight up D, disturbing the defense, it'll be really good for us.
Great, thank you, Benajah. Next up, we have Sabrina Ionescu. Let's give her a second to get into the room. Please raise your hands if you have questions. Also, everyone, just a heads up for the back-to-back game notes will be sent tomorrow. Obviously, we're still working on those, so be on the lookout for that. Sue Favor?
Hey, hi Sabrina. Just wondering if you could talk about what you guys did to adjust from the loss the other night to tonight. Seems like everybody fixed whatever problems there were the other night.
Yeah, I think we kind of adjusted and learned from all the mistakes we were making offensively. You know, the ball was sticking a little bit. We needed better ball movement. We got that tonight. We needed to crack down and get rebounds. We needed to punch first and be physical, and I think we did all of those things. So I think it was a lot of stuff that was in our control, and that's always a positive because moving forward, that's something that, you know, we can control and navigate as we start games.
Thank you.
Jackie Powell?
Hey, Sabrina, good to see you. Good win. I wanted to know if you could talk to us a little bit about how this game against the Sky really helped you grow and blossom defensively. I mean, we saw you block 2 shots, and that's as many as, you know, post player Kylie Shook.
I think I blocked 3. ESPN recorded 3.
My bad. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I mean, I was just in the right position. I've watched Courtney play for numerous years because, you know, we were both under Coach Kelly Graves. And so I was seeing the passes she was, you know, trying to make and trying to anticipate as many as I could and just fly around on defense and try and get my hand, you know, some deflections, trying to get us some easy baskets offensively. And so, you know, my coaches and, you know, our team kind of put me in the right position. And I think a lot of us got some big time, you know, blocks and stops on defense, which was huge for us offensively.
And also, I was wondering if you could talk to us a little bit about Beck Allen and Natasha Howard, who are both still getting used to this system. You know, there were some kinks that they had to work out today, but they still found some ways to contribute. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. You know, it's hard as a player coming in. This is Natasha's first time with us, learning the offense. And so it's going to be a day by day and game by game kind of growth for all of them, but all of us as well. You know, we have to learn how to play with them, what they like, what they don't like. But at the end of the day, they're working hard. They're playing really hard and buying into it, and, you know, are wanting to learn and giving us their insights as well. And so they stepped up huge tonight for us. Beck had some big time plays, and so did Tosh.
Thanks so much, Sabrina. Congrats.
Thank you.
Sarah Valenzuela?
Hey, Sabrina, I apologize for the background noise. Congrats on the win. Natasha Howard, when she was first traded, gave her first press conference, said that she was hoping for a Kobe and Shaq kind of tag team between you and her. Coach Hopkins disagreed, said you obviously passed way more than Kobe ever did. But just on this first run with you two together in the starting 5, how would you sort of rate or describe the kind of interaction you two had on the floor?
Yeah, it was great. Obviously, I'm probably the worst person to ask that because I would say that I didn't, you know, get her involved enough and didn't give her great enough passes. But I mean, this was our first time stepping on the floor together. And so just starting to learn one another, continue to talk and figure out how she sets screens and rolls, what she likes. But we got some good little slips and rolls, and that's just going to continue to get better, continuing to learn from one another. And, you know, it started tonight and it's going to continue to get better every single day.
Jeff Magliochetti.
Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you for joining us. Good game out there. My question is concerned, you talked several times about how this is your first go around with several teams in this league. And of course, a matchup with Chicago affords you a reunion with Ruthie Hebert. So what was it like seeing her from a new perspective tonight? And how do you think your teammates handled the physicality that you witnessed for all those years in Eugene?
Yeah, she played great. I mean, she's playing with, one of the best point guards in the world. And so it's really nice to see her continuing to grow from college and continuing to learn the game and honestly growing her game. I think she's continuing to get stronger, smarter, extending her game out a little bit, watching film, she's starting to shoot it a little bit better and just gaining more confidence. And so it was really nice. Definitely weird, going up against her sometimes at the free throw line. We'd exchange a couple words and talk, and we're friends, and so it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Obviously, when you step on the court, but it was really nice to just be able to talk to her and see her, and just see how her role in the Chicago team is forming.
This is a physical game, a lot of bodies on the floor, lots of wrestling on the inside. So what's it like to take a game like this where, it's very physical, but it comes at such an interesting stretch for you guys, playing 3 games in 4 days in 4 separate cities. So what does it mean to take a physical game, especially on this point in the franchise timeline?
Yeah, it was a dogfight, but we came up and we were ready to play. We knew that it was going to be. They're a physical team. That's kind of their MO. And so we knew that going in, and we definitely punched first and continued to punch. They were going through some runs, but I think defensively is what really stepped up for us this game and ultimately helped us, get our offense flowing, but also helped us win. We won the deflections tonight. And so I think having steals and bodies flying around and everything, it was disrupting their offense. And so I think that was huge for us. And we're just going to have to continue to do that.
Appreciate your time and insight. Safe trip home.
Thank you.
Karina Mustafa.
Hi, Sabrina. A couple of games ago, you were talking about learning the balance between taking your shots and passing the ball. And I think you did a pretty good job of that today. Are you kind of getting into the rhythm of feeling out the floor when making those decisions? And then you kind of touched on this before, but how does the addition of Natasha Howard now help?
Yeah, I did an okay job of that tonight. I think I could have definitely, hit some more of my shots, been a little bit more patient, but I'm continuing to learn too, just getting a lot of defenses thrown at me, getting a lot of teams that I have not played against. And so it's just exciting that I'm continuing to learn as we're going through this, but winning as well. And so Tosh has done a great job. She's played with great point guards. She's been in a winning culture. And so I'm just excited to grow my relationship with her at the one spot, and then her as a post player. But also I think everyone's just growing. Our offense is so fun to play, and Walt gives us so much freedom. And I think as players, it just helps us, grow our game. We're not always relying on him, calling a play and being robotic out there. And we are just allowed to play, make reads, and just hoop. And so it's an awesome system to be in. And I'm blessed, and I know the team is blessed as well.
Thank you. Congrats on the win.
Thanks.
Thanks, Sabrina. And thank you all. We will send the recording shortly.